She picked up a full glass of water and threw it on the old man sitting outside. Stop sitting outside our restaurant. You're bad for business. Walter had been sitting on that corner for 3 weeks. Every single day. He never asked for money. Never bothered anyone. Just watched at Rosario's was a busy restaurant. Good reviews. Arrogant staff. Brittany had worked there 2 years. She was their top server. She knew it too. The first week, she told Walter to leave. He nodded. Stayed. The third week. She threw the water. Walter looked down at his wet clothes. Then looked up at her. Said nothing. A young busboy ran outside with napkins. Knelt beside Walter. I'm sorry about that, sir. Are you okay? Walter patted his hand. Said, you're a good kid. Then stood up and walked away. Brittany laughed. Finally, her colleagues joined in. Carlos watched Walter go. Something felt very wrong. The next morning, a black car pulled up to Rosario's. Before opening hours. And beside him, Mr. Chun, in a suit, carrying a leather folder. Walter, Rosario, founder, owner, the man whose name was above the door. He had spent 3 weeks watching his own restaurant, testing his people. Brittany arrived for her shift, saw Walter, dropped her bag, and beside him, Mr. Chun, in a suit, carrying a leather folder. Walter Rosario, founder, owner, the man whose name was above the door. He had spent 3 weeks watching his own restaurant, testing his people. Brittany arrived for her shift, saw Walter, dropped her bag. Walter looked at her, just once, looked away. He called the manager, listed 12 violations found during 3 weeks outside. Food safety, staff conduct, customer treatment, all logged, all dated. Then he asked for Carlos. You showed a stranger dignity when it cost you something. That's rare that you're being promoted to floor manager. Effective today. Ashley sat in the chair across the desk. Alone. The way you treat the janitor is how you treat everyone. You're not fired, but you will start over. Customer service. Floor 1. Learn. People. She became the best customer service rep the company had ever had. 8 months later, Carlos stood at the front of Rosario's. Manager jacket. Name badge. Walter watched from across the street. In his suit. Raymond still walks the floors sometimes. Not to clean, just to watch. The most important thing wasn't who was rude. It was who was kind when it cost them. Nothing. Character is what you do when no one important is. Watching. Hidden lesson. Treat every person like they could be your boss one day. Because sometimes they already are. Subscribe for a new lesson every day.